Good morning. I've been looking forward to sharing moments with you today. I was thinking about how in Ephesians 3:19 that Paul talks about being filled with the fullness of God. Have you ever taken a cup of water or a cup of coffee? For me, it'd be a cup of coffee. And you filled it full, and then you would attempt to carry that cup of liquid across the room to someplace else. And what would happen if it genuinely was a full cup of coffee? I would be spilling out on either side of that cup. That's what the fullness of God is like. You are not full until you're spilling out. Now, I was taught very young from a couple of my great teachers that we're to live out of the overflow, that we're to be so full of God that we live out of the overflow. In Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1, it says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, for the glory of the Lord has risen upon thee." At first thought on that verse, I thought, well, this person, they're sitting, perhaps sitting on the job, sitting oppressed or depressed. But what about this thought? Maybe they were sitting there waiting upon the Lord, sitting in his presence, receiving from him. And then God's call out to him is like, all right, you've been waiting on me. Arise, shine, for thy light is come. The glory of the Lord's risen upon you. Now I'm sending you out into darkness with this light. Now hear me. I know we're children of light. When we were born again as children of light. Here's another thing I want to bring up at this point. Light always drives out darkness. Darkness cannot stand and argue with light. Light always drives out darkness. But I've noticed in my family room, I can have a small dim light on in the corner, and though there's more light in the room than if it was off, there's still dark corners. But if I turn the light on brighter, if I take that dimmer and turn it up, there's not a corner in that family room that can hide from the light, but rather the light overtakes that darkness and drives it out. So back to this individual that's been sitting and waiting on the Lord. They're sitting and waiting on the Lord, and they're increasing in the presence of God, increasing in the light of God. Now what does God do? He sends him out into darkness, sends him out to that kingdom of darkness to drive out darkness. We don't come into his presence and sit in his presence just for ourselves. I love that. I love being in the presence of God. I love him ministering to me. I love going deeper and deeper. I love tasting and seeing that the Lord is good. But I'm not to just internalize that. I am to take it out and give it away. There are people around you who are sick. They have disease. They have sickness on their body. That came from the kingdom of darkness. There's people that you will run into that have addictions and oppression and depression on their life. That's darkness. But as you're sitting in the presence of God, your light has come. What you've been waiting on has come. God is faithful. Now take it out and give it away. Drive out sickness and disease. Drive out addiction. Go and set people free. Arise, shine, my child, for thy light has come. I love you so much, and I look forward to having moments with you again on Friday. You be blessed.